In the year 2022, when Jelly Roll first made his debut in the mainstream, he weighed more than 500 pounds. The year 2016 marked the beginning of his mission to lose weight, which was motivated by his aspiration to live long enough to witness the maturation of his children, and possibly have a child with his wife, Bunny XO. On the other hand, he brought the weight back on. He did not let the relapse prevent him from achieving his objective. However, it just served to strengthen his resolve to reduce his weight. Jelly Roll is losing weight in the traditional manner, despite the fact that even ultra-thin celebrities are using Ozempic to achieve their weight loss goals. By modifying his diet and engaging in regular exercise, he has been able to shed about 200 pounds thus far. In a recent interview, he disclosed that he had to undergo surgery as a result of the significant weight loss. At the SummerSlam event, Jelly Roll makes his debut inside the ring. Jelly Roll, having grown up watching WWF wrestling on television and dreaming of competing in the ring, is similar to many others who are now in their 40s. This next weekend at the 2025 SummerSlam event, he will at long last have the opportunity to do so. In order to boost ratings, the wrestling company, which is now known as WWE, frequently invites famous people to participate. The song Liar was played by Jelly Roll during the SummerSlam in 2024. Additionally, he caused a commotion in the ring by forming a partnership with The Miz and R-Truth to compete against Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. The week of July 2025 saw the singer's return to the WWE. He made a cameo on an edition of SmackDown, and it was during that episode that he began a feud with Logan Paul, who is a popular YouTuber. The conflict reaches a boiling point this coming weekend at SummerSlam. In order to compete against Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre in a tag team bout, Jelly Roll will be forming a partnership with Randy Orton. Peacock is the only network that will broadcast SummerSlam 2025, which is a two-night event that will take place on Saturday, August 2 and Sunday, August 3. The skin removal surgery is revealed by him amidst a significant decrease in weight prior to his debut in WWE. Jelly Roll appeared on the What's Your Story podcast alongside Stephanie McMahon, who had previously served as a co-CEO of WWE. The topic of his weight loss was discussed openly. In a recent statement, he disclosed that he has shed about 200 pounds and currently weighs the same amount as he did when he was in middle school. Jelly Roll disclosed that he performs a self-weight check once every 30 days. By the time he goes into SummerSlam, he is expected to weigh less than 300 pounds, according to his prediction. According to Stephanie McMahon, he has stated that his next objective is to be featured on the cover of Men's Health magazine in the year 2026. In addition, the musician disclosed that he intends to undergo surgical procedures any time during the next 2 years. It has come to his attention that he needs to undergo skin removal surgery. After losing such a significant amount of weight, he now has extra skin. However, this is not merely a matter of vanity. I'm going to have to because it's causing me to struggle with my day-to-day activities, she reasoned. It's not even a matter of aesthetic appreciation, Jelly Roll revealed. His astonishing objective following surgery, however, he did not disclose the specific date that he intends to undergo skin removal surgery. On the other hand, he stated that he wants it finished by the year 2027. How come? He revealed an astonishing new objective, which not even his PR was aware of at the time. To add insult to injury, Jelly Roll quipped that his publicist would despise him after he disclosed his next objective. It is his dream to be featured on the cover of a magazine without wearing a shirt whatsoever. In the beginning, however, he needs to get rid of the superfluous skin. There's a transformative wind sweeping through Nashville, a soul reborn in tattooed ink and sweat, boundless courage, and a whisper of silk skin rebirthing anew. Jason Bradley Difford, universally known as Jelly Roll, stands waist-deep in metamorphosis. Once tethered by 540 pounds, he has now carved nearly 200 pounds off his frame. And he's not just celebrating the loss. With humility and a roar, he's preparing to literally cut new chapters into his story. It was on the What's Your Story podcast that Jelly Roll let the world in on his next act, skin removal surgery. He quipped with that signature Southern grit, "I'm gonna have to get my skin cut, because it's interfering with me and my daily functions. It's not even an aesthetic thing." In that admission lies the heart of his journey, not vanity, but victory over the chainmail of flesh that once weighed him down. It's a testament that some changes demand not just sweat and salads, but precision scissors. The grind behind the gravity drop. 2 years ago, Jelly Roll's story looked different. With each mirrored stare that once whispered, "Too big to make it," he turned pain into propulsion. By April 2025, his weight had plunged to 357 pounds, shedding nearly 200 pounds since December 2022. He aimed for even more, another 100-pound drop to skydive with his wife in Sweden and chase a dream. The cover of Men's Health, targeted for March 2026. Lifestyle: think simple yet staggering. Protein, vegetables, walking, and relentless discipline. "I can't make it sound cool. I'm eating a lot of protein and vegetables and walking," he told People. That slow, steadfast avalanche of effort rewrote his relationship with food and self. Motivation: after stepping away from the internet under the weight of cruel comments, his wife Bunny XO reminded him there was more to his life than trolls, so he rose, fiercer and alive. Why the skin reveal matters. Losing hundreds of pounds is one thing. Living in leftover skin, recoil and ricochet, is quite another. So Jelly Roll peels back the curtain. No Hollywood magic here. The extra skin is not holding stories, it's holding him back. With unflinching honesty, he shared how it interferes with daily life, not just appearance. His transparency turns whispers into wisdom, showing others that transformation isn't just shedding pounds, it's reshaping reality. It's about the courage to complete the journey fully, even when it means surgery. The grind isn't finished, and the goals aren't either. Jelly Roll's transformation is an ongoing climb. This isn't a finish line, it's a stepping stone. With destination skydiving, Men's Health, and skin removal surgery mapped out, he's building one milestone atop another. And then there's the music. He's not just living lighter, he's creating bigger. At the 2025 ACM Awards, he appeared radiant, renominated, redefined, and ready to rock the stage of transformation. Reflections he couldn't hide. Imagine the mirror at 540 pounds. Now, imagine it at 357. Lighter frame, heavier heart, laden with triumph. That's Jelly Roll's story. In revealing his plan for skin removal surgery, he offers wind to others who are climbing similar slopes. He shows that healing isn't always organic. Sometimes it requires the surgeon's art to finish the masterpiece. He's not just a musician, he's a living anthem for resilience, for the beauty behind scars, and the strength it takes to rebuild from the bones up. Word by word, the creative recount. Approximately 1,000 words, a flowing narrative interwoven with insight, emotion, and the crisp facts above. Jason Bradley D. Ford, affectionately dubbed Jelly Roll, peered into a studio camera and spoke truths many shy from. "I'm gonna have to get my skin cut," he admitted, not as a vanity confession, but a practical one. His newly lost skin was tangling with his ability to move, to live, not just to look. This fateful statement wasn't born of ego, but evolved from a journey heavy with inches lost and weight lifted. You don't ascend from 540 pounds to 357 without wrestling with more than muscle and meal prep. There's history wrapped in those rolls, pain stretched across the surface, and progress draped in loose fabric. Jelly Roll didn't dance around what he'd done. He confessed the simple truth. I started at 540 pounds. I'm 357 pounds this morning, baby. This wasn't just a brag. It was evidence of commitment, of soil-stained boots rooted in the hard ground of discipline and diet. He'd swapped sugar highs and sedentary days for protein, vegetables, and miles walked. The routine wasn't flashy, yet it unleashed dramatic transformation. No shortcuts, no illusions, just the avalanche of persistent effort. His aspirations towered beyond the mirror: a skydive with his wife, Bunny XO, in Sweden, a moment's flight free from gravity, and a spot gracing the cover of Men's Health by March 2026. But among these lofty goals lay a grounded struggle, the physical hindrance of excess skin. A silent burden creeping under clothes and confidence alike. He spoke of surgery not for glamour, but function, and the relief of being unshackled. There's bravery in that. In a culture quick to amplify before and after photos and Photoshop illusions, Jelly Roll gave a before, during, and what's next. He embraced the full narrative, lacing humor with gravity, strength with vulnerability. Take the fans' reactions: hope, applause, beliefs rekindled. Comments like "Well done, Jelly Roll" and "You got DTIS" floated online, testament that honesty builds community, not shame. Beyond the loss lies the weight regained, not in pounds, but in purpose. His 200-pound drop isn't a product of privilege or fad. It's a gift of authenticity. This is a man who lost weight in real time, in front of real people, while dismantling addiction and shame with every pound. Now at the 2025 ACM Awards, he showed up not just slimmer, but stronger, nominated in 3 major categories while the world saw his silhouette and sensed the spirit within. What does it mean when you lose most of your weight but haven't yet shed your skin story? It means you're proof that some chapters need editing, not a rasher. Surgery isn't surrender, it's sculpting. Jelly Roll's resolve isn't anchored in aesthetics. It's in reclaiming ease of existence, the grace to live fully unmuffled by flesh. His is a journey not just walked, but worn, trophied in every step, scar, and future cut. And as we watch him prepare for that next cut, we're invited in, not just as spectators of a body transformation, but as witnesses to transformation of soul.